Hello and welcome back to RC Dreamers. Today I'm going to talk about my brief history of RC. I mean, like many of us, we started as when we were a child. We see something in a catalogue or on the TV and go, wow, big wide eyes as a child, and I say, I want to have that. And it's no different with me. I started off, I think from the top of my head, my first ever RC was a car. I think it was, I don't know if anyone remembers this, it was made by, I think it was Tandy / sort of RadioShack, both the same sort of company. 4x4 yellow truck, a bit like the sort of TAMIYA Blackfoot, but smaller scale back then. It was great fun. I think it took like, I don't know if you remember the big, like the C batteries, the really big ones. I think it took like about 3 or 4 of those. Didn't have lipos or nymph batteries back then. Great fun. Of course, I was a young kid. Took it around the street, off the curves and that. And occasionally it would break like this, the steering gear. I remember it's like this white plastic thing. You had to keep going back to the local shop where I bought it from and buying that piece. It was only a couple of quid, but every time I took it off a curb, it would like shear it off, which was a bit of a nuisance. And then I think it was, might be, I was too young to remember, probably a year later, I was then bought a, I don't know how you pronounce it, NIKKO or NIKKO. It was a Porsche 911 Turbo, all black, like gold striping down it, gold wheels, and you push the accelerator forward and then the lights would come on, and it was like a hidden sleeper police car. The top, where the sunroof is, it was like flip, and then a siren lights flashing would come on and it would go along, which was fine in a day, but pretty useless because anything other than a perfectly flat smooth surface, it would just get stuck. So then the time went on, and I think I was like, started buying the RC magazines out of my pocket money, and then I would like open it up and then go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Toys, but they weren't toys, they were hobby grade, and that was when it really started setting in. I'd look at the pages and see like the likes of the TAMIYA, what do you call it, the Frog, the Hornet, the Lunchbox, things like that, and then you just like spent hours reading over every little detail about each car, which was pretty funny actually. No way could afford anything, my parents couldn't afford it unfortunately, and then I was probably a year, 18 months, I was buying all these magazines. Then the TAMIYA Terra Sculpture came out, similar to this one. And I was like, as a young kid, like drop little hints to my parents, oh, I would really like this for Christmas or my birthday, I really want this, really want this. And I never thought I'd get it. They said, if you do well at school and you pass your exams, you might get that. So of course that gave me an incentive. So I did extra hard work and made sure I got good results at school, which I did thankfully. And then they got it for me, I think it's like my birthday, sort of April time in 1989, maybe 1990. Can't remember off the top of my head. And I remember that, it's such a special. Went to a BT store to pick it up. And it's like a child in a sweet shop when they're really young, like, wow, all these fantastic TAMIYA kits everywhere. Got it home, I remember the trip very well, and then opening up the box for the first, well, having the box there, I was on my bed at the time, like just gleaming over it, then opening it up and seeing all these fantastic goodies inside. It was like, this is what I've been waiting for. And yeah, great memories. TAMIYA Terra Sculpture, my first hobby grade RC car ever, and I kind of picked that one over the others because it had only just sort of come out. We hadn't had the top fours, the Vanquish, yeah, and things like that yet. The Hot Shot had been out, Thunder Shot. I did like the Thunder Shot, but I wasn't too keen on the single suspension at the front. And yeah, when I saw the Terra Scorcher, I just thought, that's it, that looks smart, it looks good, and it's got like the kind of more upgrade over the Thundershot. It didn't have to really do anything to it, you know, fully ball raised, all this and that, twin shock towers at the front and so on. So that was that. Lasted, had it for a good few years. Again, with pocket money, I saved up, bought a better, bigger battery pack. So I put like, I think it was an 8.4 volt battery pack in it, because you could extend the sides of it. Then upgraded the motor. I went with the, I think it's called the Palmer Cyclone Pro Modified. And I can't find any details on it, but I think it was something like a 16 or 17 double tone motor. I changed the pinion to probably like a 19 tooth pinion, and it was really fast. I was explaining this in one of my old previous videos. Had it for many years. Couldn't afford another RC, so I wanted something different, sort of a 4x4 again, or a monster truck, shall we say. So mistakenly I sold the Terra Scorcher and I bought the TAMIYA Mud Blaster, and it's a nice kit, it looks pretty cool, but it wasn't until I built it and run it a few times I then realised I'd basically made a mistake. While it was fun, it's not a patch on what the Terra Scorcher could do, unfortunately. So now it was just like put away in the loft attic for many years. Dug it out about 10 years ago, run it again, put a more powerful motor in it, and it was just yeah, wheelies, flipping over, bit of fun. Sold it, and that was it. That was my RC. Well, I'd actually had some planes after I sold the Mud Blaster. I had one or two radio controlled planes, like a foam radio controlled Red Arrow, a yellow Piper Cub. I think yeah, that was it. I had them for a few years, crashed a few times, repaired them, crashed, repair, and so on and so on. Sold them on, and I was out of the RC for many years, bringing up my daughter on my own. It's been a fantastic experience. Then all this lockdowns happened last year in 2020, and I started watching YouTube channels of RC cars, planes, and so on and so on and so on. I thought, well, it would be nice to get back into it again. So I thought, well, I looked and looked, and there was nothing that I could personally afford. Even the cheap Chinese stuff, I thought, it's not really what I want. I want a Tamiya again. So I'd go on like eBay, find something, go, oh, that looks nice, or that looks nice, put a bid on it, and obviously there's a limit I could go to because limited funds, and constantly I'd get outbid, and I just couldn't get anything. And then by luck, I picked up this chassis, Manta Ray, used last year. Just luck, I suppose, that nobody else bidded any more on it, so I managed to get it at a good price within my budget. All it was a chassis, no wheels, no body. I thought, well, at least that's a start. I can bit by bit add to it and get a running car. So that's what I did. Manta Ray. Been great fun. Upgraded it, like you've seen in my previous video. Cheap Chinese motor ESC combo, and it goes pretty well, to say the least. My attention turned back to my other second favourite RC car that I've always wanted, and that was the Top Force, which you'll see in one of my old previous videos. Always drooled over this again. Shortly after getting the Terra Scorcher many years ago, this came out, I think 1991, or 1991, so it was only shortly after having the Terra Scorcher. And I see it in the magazines, kind of, oof, now that is an RC car, I want that. Yeah, couldn't afford it. I moved forward 30 years to now. Yeah, they're very rare, hard to find, or very expensive, so no way I could do it. So I thought, well, I buy bits and pieces, even if it takes a decade. Well, not really, you know, take a long time to do. I will get there. I will get a top force. That's what I've done. On back to the manta ray chassis. In the previous video, you see this is the shell I use on it now to run it, because I sold the manta ray shell to buy this. I just wanted something different, and I've got a driver figure in it. And you'll see behind me RC plane. I bought this one a few years ago and didn't really have much use up until last year, 2020, and this year I've started using it more. Originally it started, I'll just move out of the way and show you quickly because it's too big. Right, so there you go. It is a Volantex or Volante, however you pronounce that. Phoenix V2. It's a 2 metre wingspan, pardon me. And it started out just all plain white. Then I painted the front of the leading edge of the wings and the tail section orange. And stuck a, I think it's Mobius or Mebius action camera, tiny little thing like this. It's got that second hand off eBay as well. Bit of Velcro, stuck it on the top. It's not first person view, so it's just literally just stick it on top, turn it on, press record, and then I would launch the plane up into the sky, fly it around, record all the nice scenery and so on. Bland, no problems, done many of those. And then a few months ago, you get bored with things, don't you? I thought, I like yellow planes for some reason, like the Piper Cub. So I got some small little yellow paint from the local shop, sprayed it all over, which was good. Then I decided to add on the leading edges here some fake carbon fibre, like sticky back plastic type of things. Not only does it protect the leading edge, it makes it stand out a bit better. Yeah, so that's great. You use this remote Fly Sky, I think it's an FSI 6X 10 channel. Another cheap one off, I can't remember if it was eBay or Banggood. I think I got it for like £22 with the receiver, brand new. So that was a good bargain. Does the job, nothing too fancy. And it's got extremely good long range on it. The remotes, I use on my cars. This thing, pistol grip, what if you call it, wheel type, gun, whatever. Dumbo RC, I can't see what model number it is. But this is supposed to have 500 metre range, so more than enough for the cars. Comes with various different control things and settings. With the manta ray chassis, I usually have it set at 75%. Yeah, still set to 75% of power. Because if I use 100%, all the car it does literally, it's not only does it do wheelies, it's just turning sideways. The wheels balloon so much, it grips one way, then it just flips it. It just becomes ridiculous. Even if I start off like slow, build up the speed, gets faster and faster and faster, and then it just starts wobbling at full power, and then it's difficult to control in a straight line. So I think that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you later. Bye.